These blue boxes contain the latest biometric voting technology, one of the tools aimed at making Afghanistan's presidential election on Saturday free and fair, something they'd never been before. The equipment, including indelible ink, is being distributed to 4,000 polling stations with the aim of boosting transparency and deterring voter fraud that has plagued previous elections. Afghanistan has made advances in democracy during the war of the past 18 years, but not so many when it comes to the electoral process. Voters are either intimidated by the Taliban or pro-government supporters. The other scenario is they are simply bought off.
2014 elections, which was a disaster. The 2018 elections was far more bigger of a disaster. You've had rigging, you've had stuffing of ballots, and even it went to the extent of sexual allegations. So I don't know how different are we in 2019.
Many have become disillusioned with election manipulation and corruption.
In 2014 we had also election, but the corruption changed the result. For this reason, they are hopeless and they don't want to participate to election.
According to Transparency International, Afghanistan is regularly placed in the top 10 of the world's most corrupt countries. Graft and bribery are endemic here. It invades virtually every aspect of life, and the corruption starts at the very top. And because of it, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has rescinded $160 million of Afghan aid. He said it's because of the unacceptable levels of corruption in the Afghan government.
The American public, the American government now understand that there is no hope in the Afghan government as far as eradicating or taming corruption is concerned.
The Kabul-based Afghan Anti-Corruption Committee, or MEC, investigate fraud and advise on ways it can be prevented. Its recommendations are mostly ignored by the Afghan government, and the guilty believe they are untouchable.
People who come through nepotism through channels are very confident that nobody will remove them even if they commit corruption. And that's the confidence we don't want between people. People has to have this fear that if I commit a corruption, I could be behind the bars.
And that's not happening. 7 government ministers have been investigated for corruption, but after 2 years, 1 has been cleared and no charges have been brought against the others. This man, Khalil Ferozi, is the only high-level Afghan to have been jailed for corruption in the last 10 years, but he was released early from a 10-year sentence for bribery and money laundering when he was governor of the Bank of Kabul. No one is expecting any election surprises, but they are hoping that one day Afghanistan may attain the free and fair elections they so badly need. Tony Birtley, Al Jazeera, Kabul.